Berated B-rated movies. Welcome to Berated B-rated movies, where B-rated isn't a bad word. I'm Anthony, and with me tonight is guest berater. I said that right. Sounded weird. He's gone by many names, but tonight he is Gilberto.
Yes, Gilberto or Garrett.
What's up, man?
Not much, man. Happy to be here. I'm glad you invited me back.
Awesome. Yeah, it's always fun. So tonight's movie was kind of well, first of all, we'll get into that. We'll get into all that. How have you been?
I've been really well. I'm actually so well that I'm starting to get tired because I'm doing so many things. And I met someone
just winning so much.
Met someone very special who has really been bringing a lot of excitement and adventure to my life. So I'm not used to all of this, exhausting of energy. So I'm enjoying it, but I'm like, right? It's fun, right?
That's awesome, man.
I just recently got a new vehicle. I sold my Subaru a little over a year ago and had been driving it. I don't know if you remember my mom's old 2003 Ford Expedition. Yeah,
I remember.
They still had that thing. They weren't really using it. And so basically I was essentially like leasing that vehicle from them for the last year. But the thing just, had like 250,000 miles, basically 20 years old. It's just starting to fall apart. And so just recently made a deal on a Tacoma. And so that was pretty exciting to be able to, interest rates are just shit right now, but I actually got into it for a price that was doable. Yeah.
That's good. That's really good. That's awesome. But so tonight we're doing, I know I had sent you 3 trailers for movies and you were like, all those look good. And I looked at them myself and was like, all these look good. So I figure, well, let's make it a poll for our Facebook and Instagram audience. So we sent it out and we got a tie on the poll between Hell Night and Bloodfest. And I figured Hell Night would be perfect for us because we're both from Redlands. And I want to say that the bulk of this movie, even though I don't believe I've ever seen this movie, was filmed at Kimberly Crest. So we're going to do Bloodfest later because Brian said he wanted to be on that one. But that's the other thing. Brian's not here tonight. He's on vacation. I like to call it his rehab from wintergreen gum and PlayStation 5 because those are both deadly addictions and terrible things.
So I'm just curious, would you guys ever, in the event of a tie for future polls, would you ever have an episode where you play both movies at the same time and just see how manic it gets?
That would be insane. I don't know if we would ever do that. I feel like, I don't know. Like, I'm, on the talking end, so I'm always worried that it's hard to keep up with what we're doing. So I don't know if we would ever do 2 movies. That seems ambitious.
Yeah, there might be an audience out there for that.
There might be. Actually, there are like podcasts that do double features. But they're review podcasts, not commentary podcasts. So I don't know. That'd be like a 4-hour episode. I mean, we did 2.5 hours, and I thought we were testing people's patience.
Yeah, it's interesting to me that podcasts are still holding the attention of so many people these days because it just seems like all these other content platforms are pushing, shorts and things just continue to get more and more compressed.
I mean, I kind of feel like podcasts are, if you're not talking about like the 15 to 30-minute podcast, like the hour to 2 hours or whatever, it's for, I want to say people our age that are just going to sit there and listen to
For
somebody
those of you out
talk.
there who don't know how old I am, you can imagine me as a 24-year-old. Because that's how young I feel. No.
But do you have any, I want to say any memories, or do you remember anything about Kimberly Crest?
Mostly from later in life. So I would say like in my 30s, I spent like random times up at the Kimberly Crest Mansion, walking around, enjoying the koi ponds. Um, I actually have been there recently, like in the last 6 months. I took my guitar up there and just played on the grass when I was up there visiting my family. Um, I don't know when the last time was that you were there, but it's an incredibly peaceful space. And the thought of going there at night and like, sleeping over at that place is creepy though. Like it has a creepy vibe to it for sure.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I I think the bulk of experience, we may have done a field
Mm-hmm.
trip there. I don't
I feel
remember.
like that would be a boring ass field trip for kids. Like, yeah,
Here's a room
we could have gone to Disneyland or the
with
zoo.
furniture.
Instead, they took us to this historical house in Red. Maybe there's like a Peter Parker in there
That
that's
would
like
be,
loving it, but most of them were like, this
oh
fucking
my
sucks.
God, that furniture's 50
Yeah.
years old. That wood has been refinished 5 times. Or however often you
Yeah.
refinish wood.
Only
I
4
don't
people
know.
were strangled in this room compared to the 7 in this.
Yeah. But we did see we did watch the what is it A City
Oh, yeah.
Haunted, and they did talk a little bit about Kimberly Crest in A
I
City
think I was on that
Haunted,
episode with you guys. Is that the one, the Reverend one?
the episode that will never air because it was just a
The movie
disaster.
itself or the podcast?
The podcast, it was just a disaster from beginning to end. It was like the internet went out and I had to run everything off of my
Oh,
phone, and then the audio sounded
I
like
didn't realize
crap.
that.
And yeah, I went back and tried to, I think that was back in the early days, back before I knew how to rescue audio. So I don't even think I have the original audio anymore to try to like properly
Yeah.
save it. But like nowadays, it's like if you're too low, you're too high, I can work it. But back then, I don't think it was just a different story. But what is it? This is 1981's Hell Night, directed by, hold on, I had this information. I'm going to have to edit this portion to tighten it up a little bit. It was directed by Tom DeSimone. He did a lot of New World Pictures movies, which were on the lower budget side, which I think lower budget for the 80s was like 2 to 3 million in like a 20-day shoot. And it's got Linda Blair from The Exorcist.
Wow. Which character did she play in The Exorcist?
Linda Blair, who was she? I should know this, shouldn't
The
I?
girl that was possessed, and
I believe she was the girl. Yeah, Linda
Pea
Blair
green
was
soup,
the girl. In the
projectile
What's that?
pea green soup.
Yeah, she projectile pea green soup, or she was Regan in The Exorcist. Yeah, I believe she might have been the girl. I don't remember. It's been ages since I've watched The Exorcist.
It's been ages for me by choice. That movie horrified me because of my history with Christianity. Yeah, it's too on the nose for me.
That and I think it's like like you swing your arm, you can find an exorcism movie these days, and it's just like, okay, we get it. Like people get possessed, got it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
moving on.
Why not possess things?
Like
Why people? Why don't you possess a pair of sneakers?
I know, and it's always like little girls and old ladies and like little kids. So it's always just like it's like, is that the easy pickings? I don't get it. Like in these movies, and then even like I caught a little bit of the Pope's Exorcist with what is it, Maximus himself from Gladiator, Russell Crowe, and it's like more of an action movie than an exorcism movie because I guess they're like exorcism movies suck, so we should just like make this an action movie instead. I mean, we did watch one really good exorcism movie. What was the name of it? We did an episode on it, so I should probably know these things. But we've done a few episodes now, so I guess I'm allowed to forget things here and there.
Can you imagine being like a very unlucky demon who always gets like the worst host? So you're the demon that ends up in the host of a person who gets kidnapped and sewn to the human centipede, and now you're possessed in this body, you're possessing this host, but your host always has this really shitty situation, and like everyone, all of your demon friends like tell stories about you, and you're usually really embarrassed because you're like, yeah, I can't seem to like possess, like I can't have a normal possession.
Yeah. It's like I had poop in my mouth all the time. It was disgusting. Sorry, you're eating. It's
Hey,
my
this
bad.
is
No, it's
what is this
it
dark
was
chunky thing that I'm
it's chocolate. It's chocolate.
It's not poo. It's not poo.
No, yeah. No, the movie I was thinking of was The Cleansing Hour. It's on Shudder. Directed by Damien Levesque. It stars Kyle Gallner. He was in Smile. And I think he played the Flash on the CW show.
Oh, okay.
But that one was really good. Like that was like a straight up horror movie. That thing was scary as all get out.
I watched a movie recently. I don't know if you've had this experience. It was strange. I watched a movie and I did not realize that I had seen it until the very fucking end, like literally the last 5 minutes. And I was like, this movie, the entire time I'm watching it, I'm like, this movie's bad. Like, this movie's bad. And then I get to the very end and I'm like, oh, no wonder I didn't remember that I'd seen this already. Because this is really familiar to me all of a sudden. But it's that movie about, hold on a second, Anthony. I'm trying to, it's, these guys encounter a demon in the woods, and they end up this demon like impales people on trees. You know which movie I'm talking about?
I'm trying to think, and it sounds familiar-ish, but I feel like maybe that plot has been done more than once. Okay, so I don't know if I'm talking about the right one.
This might jog your memory if you've seen it. So basically, the main character's conflict is that he was in a liquor store with a bunch of his friends, and some guy came in and held the place up. A couple guys came in, held the place up, and his friend got beaten to a pulp right in front of him. And he had to resolve that conflict throughout the movie by basically standing up to this demon. So he kept reliving his worst fear, which was watching his friend get beaten to a pulp without doing shit about it. And this demon would basically, classic kind of narrative, bring up a bunch of demons, right, for each of these characters. So they're in the woods and they're all reliving all these nightmares that they've already lived through. But in the very end, like, the demon wants this character to like bow to him and worship him, and he just says, "I will not do that." And anyways, the ending is so bad. But all of a sudden, I'm like, "Oh, I know what's going to happen next," and then I realize I have seen this. I just gave up 2 hours of my life to figure out that I have already seen this. Like I kept going, I want to see what's going to happen. It's not good, but it's like, I don't know. I want to see what the twist is. And then there was none.
Yeah. It was then that Garrett realized he wasted the last 2 hours of his life. No, I think that was the case. I was listening to an episode of Screams After Midnight, and they were talking about, like, I think it was supposed to be like, if not like the first found footage film, maybe like the second ever found footage film. It was right before Blair Witch. It was called The Last Broadcast. And they were talking about this movie, and I'm like, oh, that's like, this sounds interesting. And I realized, like, halfway through the podcast, I was like, I've already watched this movie, and that ending sucks. Like, this is a garbage, like, movie. It's just dumb.
I'd never heard of that one.
Like, I applaud the effort. Like, it's they commit to an idea, but it's just like, I wasn't interested in their idea.
Was it as
like, it's just not my cup.
Was it as nauseating as watching Blair Witch?
They have more camera control. I'll say that. I feel like Blair Witch, they committed to trying to make all the Taco Bell in your stomach come right back out.
Man,
I think that was the main goal
I
there.
I remember watching Blair Witch with you. I think we watched it at the house in Mentone. Or at least that's where I saw it the first time was with you. And that movie legitimately creeped me out.
Yeah, it was creepy. It was like the first couple times it was really good. Then I feel like after the first couple times, it's like, well, now you've seen it. There's really not like a deep watching experience that you get from the Blair Witch movie. But I did find it very enjoyable.
I think one of my favorite found footage films was I might be misremembering the title. It's the Fourth Kind.
Oh, I love that movie. Is that the if that's the one I'm thinking of, where they actually try to, I think that was the trick of the movie, is they try to sell you on the idea that everyone in the movie is a real person.
Yeah.
Until people did reverse image searches on Google of these people. And I think that's all it took for people to realize that all these people are actors, but they picked people on like a really, really independent level. So it would take a while for you to figure that out. They
sold it really well with like the introductory, subtitles that told you like the history of the story of these people that were going missing in Alaska. And production value was so good that it was believable. Like it wasn't like campy at all. It felt like my skin was crawling by the end of that movie. I was like, oh my God. Cause there's that very last scene where you see the ship come down and like, you just hear that god awful voice. Like, and then they're translating it to English. And it's just like, I am. And it to me as a former Christian, like the idea that whatever this was, the idea that it could have been an angel coming down and like just taking someone right out of their bed, sucking them through their roof. Like, I don't know, like my brain started to imagine all the different things that could have been. And all of them were equally as disturbing. I was like, ugh.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely creepy. I remember being creeped out the first time I watched it, and then I went and Googled it, and people were like, and it was like the Fourth Kind producers sued for creating a fake movie, and it's like,
what? Oh wait, no, never mind. I'm not.
Yeah, no, that actually happened. That was a thing. Yeah, they were sued by somebody, like, because there's frivolous lawsuits all the time, like. That's just one of those things. It's like, tell me you're stupid without telling me you're stupid.
Yeah, I'm going to sue you, Anthony, for
you're going to
sue you for having a blue couch.
Movie producer.
How dare you?
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, you mean? I kind of figured it wasn't real. I was like they got this on a documentary, and this isn't all over the news before this movie comes out. Like, people had cell phones then.
Yeah, for me, it's like I would love to have, like let's say I was going into like a abandoned building in the middle of, traveling through Arizona. See this really a creepy abandoned building on the side of the road. And I pull over and I start going through it and I find like a VHS tape. And I come home and I play it and see some freaky ass shit on there. That's for me, like these movies will never do that. They touch it a little bit, but I always know in the back of my mind that they're not real. But if someone like made something
Yeah.
fake and then stuck it in an abandoned building for someone to find, that would be funny. Like, it
Oh no,
never
that
gets
would be
put out of
great.
the film. It's
If somebody
just
like,
you just know you have the pleasure of knowing there's 5 people out there who are shitting their pants because they saw something that they wish they could unsee.
oh, that would be. That, that's the thing is, I would rather make 5 people shit their pants than make like thousands of people kind of scared.
So you truly would be the.
Like I would get more.
Oh,
What's
I was
that?
just saying. So yeah, we were talking about where you'd want to be in the human centipede. So if you'd want to make 5 people shit their pants, you'd be in the front. Yeah.
I'd be in the front. Yeah. But yeah, no, I watch like that's it's interesting you bring that up because I was watching one of those VHS movies. I think it was like
Hmm.
VHS 94 the other day, and it was just like at this point they're on like the 4th or 5th or whatever installment of this
Hmm.
series at this point, and it's just like they're just changing the person or how they get into a place, and then they find the videotapes and then they watch them and then something bad
Hmm.
happens to them or whatever, and that just becomes your wraparound or whatever it is for the movie. And it's just like I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of like blah to it at this point, but like VHS, it feels really like it's fun. It's kind of
Yeah.
formulaic.
Yeah, they're always, very. There's a novelty to it. Like Saw had a novelty until, uh, they started running away with it. Final Destination felt novel for after the first movie. Um,
Yeah, I want to say 2 was kind of I overproduced. It just felt too shiny, and I feel like that's the
yeah,
best way to put it. But yeah, I don't know. Um, well, you want to take a break and come back
yeah.
for the beginning?
Do you see Boo here? Do you see her tail?
Oh, I do. I
See
see tail just waving. Before we get back to the podcast, I just wanted to tell you about our sister podcast, Berated, B-Rated Conversations. We talk to the directors and actors behind movies like this one. If you like hearing about the making of independent horror movies, check out Berated, B-Rated Conversations.
Boo, who's that? Who's that? That's Anthony. She's like, I don't give a fuck who it is. This cat loves me.
All right,
Oh
we'll
yeah.
be back. No, you're good. We'll be back with the beginning of Hell Night. All
Wow.
right, we're back for the beginning of Hell Night. Wow, they just like jump in. So we're at a
So it's like some kind
bonfire.
of frat party with the band.
Yeah, this feels like a frat party, and lots of t-shirt dresses. Ooh, Linda Blair.
It's gonna be a hell of a night.
I know, like these titles, they look very
Yeah.
psychedelic.
Where every guy looks like someone from the
So
Beatles.
yeah, so this doesn't feel like an 80s film. This feels like a 70s film. I guess we're getting that, like you get that like decade bleed through in the
Yeah.
first couple of years when they haven't figured out what the
Oh, the
80s are
French
supposed
horn
to
was
look like
cool.
yet. And he's playing it on top of his car as if people can hear him
Yeah.
over the screaming.
And we saw like a bass drum and a French horn. Like they were the most popular people in the group.
And they were literally just playing independent of one another. As if a singular bass drum is interesting sound.
Right.
And then somebody on a motorcycle driving around the fire very carefully.
What inspired Fast and Furious?
This guy with his what is that haircut? It's he's got the Archie. He's got the Archie. It's like with his cracked windshield. He lives one quarter of a block at a time.
So this here is this in Kimberly Crest or?
I believe so.
No.
I think they filmed the bulk of the movie in Kimberly Crest. I almost added a letter in there. Kimberly.
You got the 70s country Coke hair still lingering.
Yeah. Did you notice her box it said cigarettes on the front to let you know that the things you see inside of there are cigarettes?
Charles in charge here.
Yeah. This is like the blonde Scott Baio. This is Steve Baio. Oh, why don't we exchange phone numbers? Like, was that a great pickup line back then?
Whoa, she looks like that comedian.
So that's
her face. Can't think of her name right now.
Well, that's Linda Blair.
She looks a shit ton like that comedian that was been on all those Comedy Central roasts. Stand-up comic. I can't think of her name.
Oh yeah. Okay, I think I know who you're talking about. And that's next to her is PJ Souls, I believe, from Halloween. She's the one who had sex in the abandoned house and gets murdered by Michael Myers.
What a way to go.
Yeah. So Linda Blair, or Marty is her name in the movie. Her character is so the box says cigarettes, but there's beer in the box.
He's shaking his beer like it's pepper.
Yeah. Robin Hood.
Fucking this beer up, bro.
Why are you shaking all of the carbonation out of your beer? I mean, I get why runners do it. It's like it's a trick. It's like the glucose bump when you're like 15 or 16 miles into a marathon. Like you'll see like there's the cheap glucose bump you can get is like a soda, but because there's carbonation in the soda, you'll see runners shaking a soda and then releasing the tension and then shake it some more until all the carbonation is gone because it robs your oxygen, but you just want the sugar. So it's kind of like a thing.
I don't think these college students are that, aware of why they're shaking their beers.
No, he's just being an idiot. What is this dancing?
Yeah,
there's like hardly any room to dance. So now we're in the road. Like everybody's just driving, holding torches.
Would this have been in Redlands?
I think part of it was in Redlands and part of it was in another part of California. So I don't know which one was where, but I know all of the house stuff was Redlands.
It's like part of this movie was filmed in Redlands. The other part of it was filmed in the second coolest city in California, Mentone.
This is before Redlands East Valley High School.
Or maybe it's right when, because those are the prison bars that lead into the entrance of Rev.
I remember those. We never got to leave.
Wow.
So now, like, they were partying, but now they're gonna... Oh, he's gonna shoot... Jeez, that's a really dumb idea. He shoots the lock with a gun, but it's like it's not even a big gun.
I think it was a rusted lock though, so you probably would need more than 9 millimeter, 38.
I mean, I hope so. But like, if it doesn't penetrate the metal, that bullet's going to just ricochet back and hit somebody. So they shoot their way in, and they're in Garth Manor. This is the Alpha Sigma Rho fraternity.
Boy, Adam Savage would be such a party pooper in this movie already. Sorry, we've busted that.
So apparently people or that man killed himself and his family in this house. So do they start at a mansion and end up here, or start at like a frat house and end up here?
Maybe they were at the U of R.
It's very confusing.
Oh, I recognize that.
So now,
Yeah,
so this is Kimberly
totally tell that's
Crest.
the front garden area. Don't listen to anything this guy says.
Yeah, he's pulling shit out of his ass right now. Like, it's like, how quickly can I get laid by telling cool ghost stories? So it's like the most confusing bunch of costumes. You have like medieval lords and ladies, and then you have this lady that's in like a flapper dress. It's just very strange. So now we're in the garden area. This is a very long walking shot.
Which, if you've ever been up there at night, it's actually pretty dark. There's not much lighting.
So they had to light this place up. So we have Robin Hood and a guy from the 1800s. It's the most confusing costume party. Was there not a theme sent out? Like, because we got like 1600s, 1800s, like the flapper girl lady from the 1920s. It's like we're all over the map
I think
here.
they just were like, here, your one assignment is to pick a thrift store, any thrift store, and buy the first thing that comes into your line of sight.
It's like that couples challenge where like your significant other gets to pick out clothes for you.
Yeah.
From the thrift store.
Significant others hated their guts, apparently.
It's like, you realize I'm only wearing this once because it's from the Goodwill, right? You better have washed it twice. But okay, so apparently the woman has committed, or he's telling the story of the Garth family. The Garth woman committed suicide and took her son with her. Oh, and the police discovered a note describing the entire act. But only 3 people were dead. I feel like this is every story anybody's ever told.
Yeah.
Are they going to say he's alive? Yeah. Okay. And we see
There's like a
the
face
house
down there. Do you see that? Like a blue face.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that's the pond.
There's like some. Is that the reflection of the pond?
On the entrance or near it. Yeah.
But they're very clearly trying to obscure the koi pond to make it look more mystical. And we enter, and there's all these like candelabras set up.
Yeah, there's so many like opportunities for a major house fire.
I was just about to say that. Like, if you knocked over 1 or 2 of those, it wouldn't take much because there's so much wool in that rug. It's just going to go up like a
And this
tiki
is a house.
torch.
It's not like a fucking temple like in Raiders of the Lost Ark. Like, why are these people carrying in these gas torches? Like,
But why do you need like a candelabra on one side of the column and then the other side of the column, and then 3 feet away behind each one of those two?
whoa.
So we get like a dog-faced gargoyle. Now we're going through another gate. So is this just like a tour of the house, or are they leaving?
I don't recognize that gate.
They're leaving.
Why are they leaving?
So he's going to put the chain back on. Oh, he's leaving 3 people in. So we have like I got to give these people names.
You know, that guy's shot.
We have like I was gonna say, like, we got Red Riding Hood, we got the Flapper Girl, Robin Hood, and David Copperfield.
Pilgrim Man.
Pilgrim. The Pilgrim's better. You've trumped my obscure British reference.
I feel like the party on that side looks a lot more fun.
Yeah, I don't want to like hang out in this creepy ass house.
I'd instantly be like, I'm bailing, y'all. Like, why am I?
Like,
I'd rather be sitting on
the front of a dumb idea
with a drunk person driving it. I can't wait for them to slam on the brakes.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as they slam on the brakes because they're not paying attention, then you're going to go flying. That should be the next scary part of the movie, is watching her like having to white knuckle it as he's like creeping as soon as he sees a cop. So now everybody's just trying to bullshit their way back into the house. Like, I'm so tough. So now we're going back through the story again that we were just told.
This is for those people that fell asleep for the first 10 minutes of the film.
Apparently, like, we're going to retell the story that we just told 2 minutes ago in the longest walk through a mansion.
Same shot at the front there.
Yeah. So now they're coming back into the house. At least they turned the torch off before they walked back into the house. That's nice. Let's not set the roof on fire because that thing was blazing. I
want to know who lights.
It's like if they walk
lit these candles. Like, there's someone there. Clearly, they don't just they're not like the the candles that never melt.
I know. Yeah, like somebody had to light those candles before they walked in. Oh, but she's got was it the Flapper Girl? I believe that just said she had Quaaludes. It's like, wow, we're going obscure with our 70s, 80s drugs too. We have our flask of alcohol that has been in her chest.
Is that like a first generation iPod that he just took out there?
No, that's Coke. There's Coke in there.
I hear music, but it couldn't
not the drink. Yeah. So now, so apparently Robin Hood and the Flapper Girl are at least familiar because they're going upstairs to get it.
To make a deposit.
Nobody runs upstairs for no reason like that. Sorry, you were going to say?
They were running upstairs to make a deposit.
Yeah.
More candles.
Hey, do what you got to do.
Yeah, this house is going to burn down. That's just how it ends.
Jesus. So now we're in front of a fireplace that is lit with candles on top of it and candles in front of it and candles behind it. I see where most of the budget for this movie went to, like, fucking candles. Jesus.
Why is she being so careful with the candles suddenly?
I know, like
What?
candle safety is important. If any of these tip
Safety is
over,
gratuitous at
we're
this
all
point.
going to go up. This is so ridiculous. There's so many candles, and then she walks by another candelabra on her way down the
And the
stairs.
flame on hers is like wild.
I have lost count.
It's like
Yeah. I've lost count of the number of candles that are in this room. There's another candelabra in the
Oh.
corner there too. Oh,
Light
we're going to
more.
light more candles.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? This house is going to burn.
How come none of them have made the same observations as us? Like I would be impressed if one of them just went like, why are there so many candles in here? And who lit them before we got
Okay. Like that would have made the movie for me if like one of the guys or whatever, like whoever had just walked in and been like, this is a lot of fucking candles. Like
this guy is like, he just went from being a respectable Robin Hood
to play shooting like suction arrows.
Now.
But he shot the arrow way too hard and like hit her in the butt, like hard. And she's in her lingerie. So he's got a drawn on beard too, or drawn on a little mustache.
Like pubes that were like pasted to his upper lip. In a very poor fashion.
Yeah. It just makes you like focus on that part of his face. Oh, wait, they were stuck on because he just pulled him right off. So now he's on top, and we're getting. I don't know. He's like pump faking the sex here. He's like, "I'm going. I'm not going." He keeps moving his arms back and forth.
I keep feeling like I'm going to see Mr. Miyagi come in here any moment because this guy just reminds me so much of a couple of those douchebags in that dojo.
He looks like if Johnny Lawrence went to college. Now he like did an elbow drop onto her. That it looks like he was going for an elbow drop.
See, yeah, they're definitely in the no candle zone because I don't think I counted a single candle in there.
No, like all the candles are concentrated in like certain rooms, and it's insane. So now we're back out in the shrubbery on the road, and some people with
They're
jackets
looking for the body that flew off the Corvette when they came around the corner.
Yeah, way too fast. Oh, it's the fucking popo. Slow down.
Yeah,
there goes Janet. It's okay.
She should have been wearing her seatbelt. There wasn't a seatbelt on the windshield. Duh.
Yeah. You got to put the. Damn it, Dave! Put a fucking seatbelt on your hood. I know people are going to look at you weird, but it will save people in the end.
People are going to want to have a really nice, firm seat, and it's going to be found on the hood of your car, and they get a seat warmer.
Yeah. Oh, so 3 more people are going to sneak their way back into the mansion.
Along with the host, apparently.
Yeah, so we got the cheetah jacket lady.
How could she possibly be cold with all those candles?
I know. With all those candles, and she's sitting there like rubbing her arms like she's cold.
Raging fire in the fireplace. If anything, I feel like I would need to open a window or something.
Okay, so he's talking to her, and he's like, just I forget what he was saying, but he's like, then he puts the chair down on the floor flat.
He's probably trying to look for some weed
and
that someone hid.
Yeah. Oh, here's the sticky icky.
Oh, it's Amy Schumer, Anthony. That's who she reminds me of.
Oh yeah, she does have an Amy Schumer-esque look. Yeah. Linda Blair does.
Real kind of like high cheekbones.
Like younger. Yeah. Younger Amy Schumer. Like the inside Amy Schumer years. So now we're back out in the woods, and the other two people that didn't go in to the mansion are just walking out in the woods.
Which always ends perfectly for everyone.
I know. Like, this just seems like a really great idea. So now, the guy that Linda Blair's with is telling her, "So you know why I'm here?" It's like, oh, he's a smart girl like you giving into pressure. I wouldn't try to pressure you, which I think he's like trying to like find the backdoor way into getting with how do I say this? Our movie virgin. Because that was the thing back then.
My money is on he's only going to get what he's after if he decides that he really loves candles as much as she does.
Yeah.
I don't think she could be with a guy that doesn't love candles.
It's like somebody, yeah, it's like somebody raided a Bed Bath and Beyond and just like filled this place with candles. So many. All right, so now we're out in the ivy, and PJ Souls, our cheetah girl, is stuck in or gets tripped up in some pothole or something, and he says it's the ventilation under the house.
So maybe there's a cave system.
How deep are these vents?
They'll escape from the murderous persons or person through those underground vents, apparently. Foreshadowing.
All you have to do is continue to be lost outside.
I liked how he shushed her, and it's like, you just fell into ivy with dry leaves. You know, how do you possibly not make a noise in this area?
Exactly. Yeah, like it feels a little rude to shush. So now the other guy is out. The other guy that was with that group, the second group, sees like a control panel with buttons or something
on it.
Yeah,
queuing them up.
Which, okay, I didn't mention it earlier, but the guy that's with Marty, Linda Blair's character, started to talk about how his car has a pinging sound and he doesn't know what it is, as if that's like good casual topics to talk about with a lady that you're trying to, get close to. A little weird. It's a little too casual. So now all of the people in the house are together, including the girl who was upstairs, who is now halfway in her bra.
Thank God they have these candles to light their way.
I know.
Oh,
all these candles, just pick them up, and it's like walking flashlights.
Didn't like these candles, though.
I know that you can see the shadow of the candelabra on the wall that is not lit. And so now the guy outside is playing with the switches. I don't know what it's affecting. So now they're looking at, I don't know what that is. Something behind yeah, but like you can tell he's holding the candelabra as he's trying to look at it, and he's like, don't get it close, don't set the house on fire. Like
someone didn't pay their electric.
The guy outside, he looks like 1980s Doctor Strange. He does. I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
I'm going to call her She-Ra.
Yeah, she's okay. She-Ra works. So we got She-Ra and Doctor Strange talking about Lego. You better cut that shit out. Lay down. Talking about how they're gonna mess with them, basically.
Yeah, don't make friends with this guy. Run now. He's bad for
Yeah,
you.
really. Like all these guys are so rude. That like they should have left her behind because apparently she's having opinions. How dare her? Just never have opinions. So now she's out, back out towards the vines again. I feel like that was a lot. It was used a lot earlier. And did somebody swipe at her?
Man, in today's world, like someone her age would like, okay, so we had a claw reach out from the ground.
And it's like her leg goes in this crater-sized hole.
Ominous music.
And she's being dragged in.
Oh,
sorry, go ahead.
Very ominous music. I'm getting the impression she doesn't like what's happening to her.
I wouldn't like what was happening to me either. And she gets dragged down into some basement. And
I'm guessing that
was that supposed to be her head chopped off?
Helping her shave. I think she didn't wax her upper lip.
Either that or he's like trying to cut her clothes off lightly with a giant blade. Very confused what we just saw.
None of those candles have burned a single centimeter.
They have not. But okay, so this guy with Linda Blair, with Marty, is just annoying the hell out of me because he's so polite. It's like, just say you want to smash. I don't even want to be crude, but like, stop being so damn polite. Because whatever you're saying, obviously, she's not picking up on.
Also, use less candles.
Yes, seriously. There are so many candles.
Finally.
Oh, and all of a sudden, the wind kicks in. And all the candles blow out except for the fireplace.
Yeah, the good old fireplace, always impervious to the outdoor gusts.
Oh wait, and the ones on top of the fireplace
didn't get touched by that breeze.
It's like the fireplace zone.
That fucking giant box candle on the right there.
From like fucking Yankee Candle Company. Yeah, like that looks like one of those Yankee Candle Company candles that looks like a grenade.
Whoa. With an actual like spirit.
This looks like one of those ghosts out of like, do you remember going into the Haunted Mansion in the 90s? That's what that looks like. And it's like a skeleton ghost.
One of the characters from Beetlejuice.
I really wish it would just like break out into the Thriller. Do 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 do.
I used to mow the lawn here. Now I just walk around scaring young people like yourself.
It's got very 80s hair because you got that 80s hair outline.
Never wore chapstick.
Like, never wore chapstick. It's like young people look like they have a full head of hair. Old people look like Ludwig von Beethoven. So now,
of course, they don't listen.
She runs in with the guys.
Are you though?
Yeah, so she's like, don't pay attention to him. I'm not trying to. It's like, well, that means you are. If you're trying not to, then you are.
like playing a game of Mario, and every time you come across one of these candle things. It's like a mushroom. It's like a power up. I mean, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, you're running out of wax. Here, start over, start fresh.
Grab another candelabra.
Yeah.
Try not to trip.
Enjoy
Don't burn the
rest
house
of your
down.
night.
So now we're back outside, and we and Doctor Strange and with his werewolf mask
Kind of resembles him.
And who's this guy? What do we call him?
Parrot. He's got a parrot, so we call him pirate. Is he a pirate? No, he's
Pirate. Yeah. So so Doctor Strange and the pirate find a false door with like a ring latch. I guess that's the right term.
that works.
And so he's going to use this like windy, rinky-dink ladder to climb.
Ancient historical Victorian house, for some reason, has a rope ladder on one side of it.
I know. Of all the things,
Like finding
it's
like finding an escalator in a medieval castle.
Sorry, go ahead. Let me buy this mansion and put a rope ladder in so people can fall down and sue me and take my millions. So now, Marty is outside and she's messing with the windows, but so is her old English gentleman. So far, like, okay, if I was in this house, I would think there wasn't a killer here because, like, everybody's just too busy fucking with me. So now we get another shot of the front of the house.
It's a very popular shot in this film.
I know, like, we've gotten that shot a few times. Like, when does it not new anymore?
This guy's stitching.
So this is our pirate. He's stitching with... he's stitching a zombie. Like a dummy zombie. Like he's going to, like, fix a trap or something, because that looks like fishing wire.
Have a set of dikes with him.
Apparently, he's got fishing gear and fishing wire. Let me bring my fishing gear and fishing wire to scare the shit out of my friends.
With my Gucci glasses.
That's some thick ass wire too. Like, was he deep sea fishing? Because that's high tensile. Like, you can see it. I mean, I don't know a lot about fishing, but I feel like I know enough to know that that's big wire.
You know enough to know you wouldn't want him to be the captain on your next charter.
No.
Today we're only using copper wire, 6-gauge copper wire as our fishing line.
Like fucking 90 gauge. That's a huge wire. And we get another shot of him, and he's still working on the zombie. Well, so we're getting Killer's Eye right now. This is that very popular 80s Killer's Eye.
Is that like the perspective of the antagonist kind of thing?
Yeah. Like the killer's watching the people. Like, you don't get that a ton anymore. I don't think I've seen that in a bunch of modern movies, but it's very popular in 80s slashers. So, he's walked close enough. He can see who he's looking at, right?
Could be a telephoto lens, though, so the character could actually be like hundreds of feet away.
Fair enough. So he's staring at so he thinks it's Peter, and then somebody with fucking dark, dingy ass hands
adjustment for free.
Snapped his neck like 180. And now Linda Blair and the other guy looks like they're getting ready to go to bed.
Or about to do laundry, one or the other.
Well, the way she's pulling back that sheet, it's like, are you pulling it off the bed or
Yeah.
rolling it back? Okay, so this is the first time she's ever been annoyed with him. That's the first look of annoyance she's ever given him. And it's for scaring her with a fake skeleton.
Maybe you could take your shoes off before you get
So
into
she's
bed,
gonna,
please.
yeah, really. Like she's got her knee high boots on in bed. Oh, so she says wrong bed, and we've got these like 1950s like double beds in there.
Had to have a candle in between them.
Oh yeah, we need a candle. Oh, blow out the candle. Jeez. So he's like, nothing's gonna happen, but he's got to do all the work.
It would have been funny if some like jerk off like prop guy had like put a trick candle there, so he like blows it out and it keeps lighting up, and they couldn't figure out how to blow it out.
That would be hilarious. Like, God damn it, fucking candle!
God damn it! I told
Blow out
that prop guy
already.
to lay off his practical jokes.
So now we're with the couple that actually did get it on,
Well, we don't know that.
and the
know
girl
that.
wakes up. I feel like it's heavily implied because she like comes downstairs with her bra half on.
Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, there was like some heavy
I'm
petting.
gonna do some Molly here and have some alcohol. That'll be a really good combination.
I think that's like Quaaludes and her flask, whatever it is. I don't know what alcohol pairs well with Quaaludes.
Oh, definitely tequila. I
Tequila?
have no idea. No, yeah,
I was about to say,
I'm
like,
the last person
maybe-
who can tell you what goes good with Quaaludes.
Maybe we should ask
I'm
the flock
guessing
of
more
seagulls.
Quaaludes.
More Quaaludes. If you have a boner that lasts for more than 4 hours, find more ladies. So now she puts on her heels in her lingerie, and she's fire safety. She's gonna dump a little bit of the oil off the candle before she gets up to walk around with a candle in her bare skin.
I thought she was trying to light another candle. I was like, why are you trying to light another one? That's like, yeah, that's like, you know, giving a millennial like an honor roll every quarter of a year. It's just, dude,
I think he was just dumping the oil because it was like, oh shit, like we've been filming for a minute.
Back on her
Let's not.
Like, I feel like
I know, really
opening up wide like a hot dog with that flame. So fucking
because it's
like right on her thumb,
so close to her hand.
She's really got that tasting.
So now she's going to like a closet. Is this a closet?
It's a door to nowhere. Oh no,
it's to the upside down.
She's gonna be upside down here in a second. She keeps up this slow pace. You got to run into these types of scenes. Just run.
So now she kind of like saunters into this changing room.
This is the porno scene in the movie here. She looks like she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 toys there. A candle.
So now she picks up like it's like a perfume thing with the little bulb. It's like the old school perfume shooter. I'm just guessing at this
Yeah.
point. I have no clue what half the
Be
stuff
careful what you
is.
spray on yourself in this house. Yeah.
Anthrax.
Okay.
Oh, and there's a fake snake in one of the drawers.
That could have been the prop guy, and that was all improv.
She like half-heartedly
What the
tries to
fuck?
close the drawer. And there's somebody in the closet.
Oh, she's hallucinating.
It says Quaaludes are murder on my skin. Well,
Yeah.
fucking no duh. So now the zombie Wolfman comes out of this is Doctor Strange in a mask. Yeah. Oh no, this is Doctor Strange. In his mask, in his zombie Wolfman mask. Comes out of the fake
Yeah.
wall
Doing like one of
entrance.
those weird yelling whispers where you're like, why don't you just talk at a normal volume?
Scott. So now he's gonna climb the very dangerous rope ladder.
Very lazily, I will add. He's not that good at
That
it.
isn't. I know, but it's supposed to be not anchored to anything, right? It's very clearly anchored at this point because it wasn't moving like at all in the middle, but it was moving a lot at the end. And now it's like flush against the wall on the top.
Oh man, I would have given anything to be the ghost. A pair of scissors there, and I would have just cut that rope as he was climbing up.
Yeah, like
Like Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone. Yeah, like we're gonna answer you.
Lay down, Lego.
What the fuck is that sound?
That was Lego. He's trying to get comfortable.
Oh, is that what that was? I was thinking
Yeah.
it was in the movie, and I was like, what in the fuck is that sound?
No, that's Lego. That's Lego the
Okay.
podcast dog.
It's apparently
So now Doctor Strange is like using his giant flashlight to stare at things
he really wants to know where Scott's at.
and
Yeah.
yelling for Scott. He's been very concerned about Scott for a while.
I feel like Scott's got other plans.
Scott's like, "No, I don't want to be your gay
Scott's
lover."
like, I'm down here enjoying the warmth of these candles while you're outside on the roof for some reason.
Yeah. But he's been like abnormally obsessed with Scott. So now he's
Cranking on
what is
some
he
kind of
doing?
pulley system?
Like there's like a close up on a leaf and he's like moving his arms back and forth.
Is he trying to pull an anchor out of the ocean? What is he?
I'm very
What
just I have no clue what's going on right now.
He's cranking on at all.
But then he picks up his big flashlight. That's those flashlights they made in the 80s that you could like wonk the fucking shit out of people with, right? Oh, so now his friend, or so one of the other guy, the guy that got murdered, was on a pulley system, and he hit the pulley system, and his friend shot down on a rope. So now he's going to bail out back down the rope ladder that is very clearly anchored to the floor. And he's running away. He's back to the gate, but then there's like a real lock. Oh, wait, he has the key. So is this a different gate?
Oh, this is that fatality again where he just busts the dude's neck.
Jeez, yeah. Like this guy just whoever this killer is, he just loves to like put his hand on your face before
Yeah,
he
gives
murders
you
you.
like a face massage first.
Yeah. So now, okay, did he go under the gate or go
Uh,
backwards?
I think he
He
went
went
backwards.
backwards. Yeah, yeah.
Feels like Harry.
I was like, if he
Feels
got
like the
under that
Goblet of
gate,
Fire.
like he's not a skinny guy. He's like in some type of
Yeah,
some type of like vegetation
where's
maze.
Cedric Diggory at?
I know we're like I feel like we're in like the Order of the Phoenix, like levels of trials here.
This is the trial called "How Did You Lose Your Dragon?"
How did you lose your dragon
Yeah.
or your key? Because he probably doesn't have the key anymore. So you're fucked unless you can climb that huge gate really quick.
Or we could call this challenge "How strong is your face skin?" To the hand of a demon slayer face man.
Let me put my dirty ass hand on your face. Because that hand looks fucking gross. Like you're gonna catch
I feel
tetanus
like
from
that
his
guy
hand.
was like itching his ass for a long time and never washed after. Just
It's like I don't wipe properly, and I wonder why my booty crack hurts so much. So now we're getting this extended walk through the maze. Like he looks sweaty at this point. And then he gets a sickle through the chest. That's a pretty sick kill. Before we get back to the second half of the movie, let me tell you about our website and ways to get a hold of us. Check out our website, beratedbratedmovies.com, and if you have any comments or suggestions, email us at beratedbratedmovies@gmail.com. Enjoy the rest of the movie. All right, we're back with more of Hell Night, and we're at 48 minutes and 18 seconds from the time that I started talking. And we're back at the twin beds with Linda Blair, Marty's character, and her friend. This motherfucker's been friend zoned.
yeah. Can't help with the two twins like that.
Yeah, she could have said move the beds closer together, but
That's a
she
lot of
didn't.
work with the nightstands right there.
Yeah, but she didn't say that, right?
Yeah.
Because if she had said that, he would have done it, and it would have been done in like 2 minutes, right? I mean, at least that's my thinking. Like you tell a guy, like move them closer together. Hell yeah, we'll get that shit done.
Yeah, at that point I'd be like, why are we even, bothering with two? Let's just hop on the same one.
Let's make it one.
Yeah. Or why don't we
Yeah.
why don't we go ask that spirit we saw earlier to join us?
The spirit from the haunted mansion
Yeah.
who looked like he was about to break out into the Thriller dance. Oh wow, she's gonna go over to his bed.
Amy Schumer is making a move.
Okay, wow.
I just looked at his left hand. I freaked out for a second. It looked dirty, and I was like, "Oh shit! Is he the guy that's been
He's the murderer.
grabbing people's hands?"
No. So now we're back in the fireplace room with all of the candles still lit. Like this place is gonna go up. And
This guy hasn't taken his boxers off.
I know, like they're supposed to be in the midst of sex, right?
They're RTCing,
Yeah.
rubbing to completion.
They're fucking dry humping. We cut away from that. And there's the cracked door, and we get the killer's view again. Just staring at them getting it on. Sorry, what was that?
I don't think he has an erection. I think that's what he was trying to get.
It's like a half chub.
Yeah, he's like That's why I'm not going to take these shorts off just
Okay,
yet. Or,
so this is like the
oh,
weirdest
actually, he
oral
does.
sex because, like, did you see that angle? Like, the oral
Yeah.
sex looks so weird. Like he's like licking her thigh.
Well, now he's on her neck.
It's-
I don't think either of them. I think both of them had enough Quaaludes for the evening. Oh,
I
this
think
is
it
a
was
cool
like
shot. I like the
like an
shadows.
yeah, like I think it was like an eternal argument. Like if it's not gonna be real, like let's just like just go to the side. Don't tease me. And now
Also,
they're having
I
like
wanted to see him
post.
fart. The
Sorry, what was that?
I wanted to see the shadow of a fart when they were showing those shadows. I was like, "Come on,
Oh
dude,
yeah,
fart! Let's see a silhouette."
like the post sex fart. But okay, so did you see how like overly giddy they were after sex? Like they were like seconds away from high fiving.
But I don't think anything they've done so far qualifies as sex.
Yeah, I know. Like it's supposed to have been sex, but it doesn't feel like sex.
I'm like, y'all are wearing all your clothes still.
I mean, okay, I'm not saying it has to be like a porno. I'm just saying like give me some glamour, sell me on this a little bit.
Yeah, I need to believe that y'all have been enjoying this because you don't look like you
Yeah.
have been.
So now the girl's fast asleep and there's some creepy dude hovering over her. This is Dirty Hand guy.
Oh, is he gonna face massage her? He's got
So what was he doing before he put his hand on her mouth?
she cannot rely on this guy to rescue her.
Oh no, because he's in the bathroom high fiving himself mentally.
Yeah, yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
today is the beginning of the rest of your life.
He's like, you bone down. Oh yeah. Sexy time. I got a penis. Like that's what the waistband snap was, basically. Like, I see my penis. So he looks back at the bed and thinks she's asleep.
Okay, the fact that no one in this movie is at all alarmed that these candles don't melt. Like,
I know. Like, these are freakishly long candles. So he gets back in the bed with no other person in the bed and notices that and does not notice there's no other person in the bed.
there's something
Until
there.
now. Until her head is just in the bed. I feel like that was our first real horror movie moment
Mm-hmm.
in the entire movie.
It's easily been a rom com.
I know. Like, everything was so goofy and silly. It's like that was our first real horror moment where everything was just legitimately scary. Wow, you even get the psycho music. Like that.
He didn't do a good job at like saving her from seeing it. He kind of like moved his shoulder and put it in plain sight.
Yeah.
Usually,
Just leave the sheets open.
yeah.
So now everybody's trying to run out of the mansion.
And now Goose and Maverick are fighting.
Yeah. So they're trying to run out.
They're both upset about how the volleyball tournament turned out.
Yeah. I played Danger Zone and everything, and we didn't win.
He's shooting
What the
sparks
fuck?
at this chain and is upset
Yeah.
that it break.
Lay down.
What is he doing? Humping a fence? I mean, What is? Oh, that's right. He's wearing pirate. I was for a second I forgot what his costume was. And I'm like, why is he wearing pirate boots?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He was also a pirate. So he had more than one pirate.
Now he's Spider-Man, and he's attempting to
Like-
scale. Okay, it looks like he's humping the bar now. Like he wants to orgasm or something. Same for her. Yeah, I think they're like, this feels really good on me.
Yeah. It's very flowy. It's very light.
If
I wish
were-
I could have been a pirate. I could just wear flowy and light things all the time.
Yeah. Rubbing on this feels so good on my pee-pee. I don't think I want to come down. Oh, I cut myself though. Better come down.
Yeah. So now he's nearly to the top with those wrought iron like spikes.
He's gonna give up. Watch. Or he's gonna land his
He's gonna get
chest
tripped up
on-
and like fall on the spikes.
right on his crotch too. Oh god. Don't
Don't hang in the middle. Just get
Oh.
over it.
just get over it. Come on, bro.
Find your footing. You'll be okay.
Your boys are way more valuable than taking the longest period of time right over the spikes.
And his shirt catches, like his flowy shirt. Oh, and his skin catches in there, and he gets over.
Clearly, it's worth it. These people should both be climbing. Even though
They
it looks
ask
like they
him-
can literally go under that fence right in the middle.
He has to be like really skinny.
Yeah, it is true. It's not as tall as it.
You'd have to be like 95 pounds and like 6'11".
Seriously, though, these people should do the exact same thing he's doing. Climb the gate.
Seriously, why are they like standing
No.
there like huddling for warmth?
They're giving up. It's too soon. No, you can't give up. You saw how easy that was. It literally was not that hard. He got a paper cut out of it.
Yeah, really, he got like a nick on the skin. You could just I mean, they're small people. They could whisk their way up there and be fine.
This feels like a Titanic moment.
Let's go take the door. I'll give you more of the door and then fall off of it in 3 seconds.
Yeah. Take this jewel with you and go back into that house and forget about me.
Forget I ever existed.
Yeah.
Love me in memory.
You go do that while I climb this fence and get out of here. Yeah, that's what we should do.
So they're going back to the mansion.
Yeah. Maybe that old man will help us find our way out.
Maybe this will like turn into like a Scooby-Doo mystery. It was Old Man Palmer the entire time.
In the study with the candlestick. The most logical, obvious weapon in this movie is a candle. Because there have been literally more props that are candles in this movie than any other.
Yeah, I know.
Except
I feel like death. Yeah, like death by candle is like the most likely death.
Yeah, right?
But we haven't done one yet. There has been no candle deaths.
Like in the infinity of alternate universes where this movie could go literally in any direction, I guarantee you in every one of those scenarios, a candle will be involved somehow.
And we get this long shot where like the open door is like the death hole. It's like, don't go fucking back in there. Jesus. Stop. Stay
Or
outside.
No, definitely don't. You should go back in.
Or just go back in, because I guess this is the continuation of our horror film. And we get the
PSA.
shot
This
of
whole movie's been like a PSA for, bad decisions that you make when you drink. When you drink and party on Halloween, this is what it gets you.
I dare you to stay in this mansion for an entire night.
We're candles.
No.
I feel like the person who has the full time job of keeping these candles lit is like raking in the dough for very minimal effort.
Yeah.
No, maybe it's a lot of effort. Those candles are kind of high,
I mean, but it's like a lighter.
but you'd go through a lot of those Bic lighters, right?
I would imagine you would.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be going through those quite a bit. But if these candles never fade, never burn out, you might be good as long as the wind doesn't blow from a window. Where is this other light coming from? The moon?
I know. We get like a secondary light that's not a candle.
Even he's lit up like crazy from for the front somewhere.
But we don't see a candle.
Yeah, it must be like the moonlight, or just like a poor decision on the part of the director. I don't know who makes that decision.
It's very weird.
Oh,
So
you're
now
on the
he's,
going part, frantically going at that door.
yeah, like furiously knocking. Like, how would you not hear that? But I
Yeah.
guess it's a mansion. So if you're in like the East Wing or the West Wing, there's like fucking kegs in there and shit.
He's like, wow, some wild shit really went down here. No,
We
there's a
brought in
spot.
so much fucking natty light.
Whoa, wait, where is he now? He's in Washington, D.C.?
So he's outside and there's like the 1960s Batmobile is driving away.
Where is he? I'm confused. Where is he in Greece?
I don't know where he is.
Rome?
This looks like a different house. And now we're back at the regular house.
Okay,
Th-
that's
th-
weird. It was
Those look like
daytime.
two different houses.
She's like, I feel like you didn't remove enough clothing.
So she's like, so what do we do now? We wait.
We remove your necklace.
We remove your necklace and we get it on.
I'm a slow burn, babe.
You're going to have to tell me about your entire life before I trust
Yeah.
you. That's the way
Tell
it feels.
tell me about all the bad decisions you've made first.
First,
Before-
how many girlfriends have you had? And don't ask me how many boyfriends I've had. And how many dicks I've sucked.
Or why these candles aren't lighting either of us on fire.
Yeah, don't ask me about any of these things and we'll be okay.
Like that, look, okay, that should have lit someone up right there.
I know. Like people are just waving around candles and it's like whisking on the wallpaper and all this shit. Like
Oh,
there's so much lacquer in this house too.
right? There's a lot of wallpaper that hasn't gone up yet.
It's got to be really dangerous to have this many candles lit. So then he's basically like telling her, I'm going to go out and check on this. And she's doing the, I hope you come back safe, like pensive stare into the door.
I don't know what this protecting the flame is all about. Like clearly only 2% of candles die in this movie.
Maybe it was like a really breezy week in Redlands.
I'm going to retract my statement. 0.01% of candles die in this film. Like there's zero reason to fear your flame being blown out.
No, like like people are just holding their flame like they're like old English peasants. The king will give us many bags of barley if we get through through this channel.
When they cast for this movie, I think they probably said like you need to have calloused hand skin because you're going to be holding a flame on your skin for like 10 minutes at a time.
Yeah. So he puts down the candle, but then he picks up like an old school fucking pitchfork.
Yeah. And doesn't know what to do with it.
No, he has no clue because that is a ranged weapon that has a long handle. You don't have to hold your hand at the top, and like you're good.
I mean, I don't know. There's 358 degrees on either side of that pitchfork that an enemy could come at him and he wouldn't know it because he's so focused on.
If somebody grabs the end of your pitchfork, you can always butt them in the stomach.
That's true.
And then turn around.
Oh, man. Do.
I feel like it'd be a really stupid idea to grab the end of a weapon.
Especially a pitchfork.
But he's like choking up on the pitchfork. It's like, no, you can hold the end and you're good. And now we're back on the killer's view. Somewhere in this, right behind him, in this garden maze. And more like slow plotting stalking at this point.
Yeah. By now, he's in Yucaipa.
Yeah, seriously. I think I used to like drive through the orange groves to get to Yucaipa to go to Crafton.
Yeah. That was a fun drive.
To go to Harvard on the Hill.
That dude went from like not sweating at all. Now he's like covered in tears.
I know. Like everybody like starts a walk not sweating and they're like pitch fucking coated in sweat.
He's got the most
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. You're good.
No, it's like it's the puzzling. It's just like weird. So that I'm assuming this is Pirate Guy. This is the guy with the key.
Yeah.
So he literally left them the keys to the kingdom that you could, get out with the key if you just pick the key off of his hand. But nobody wants to touch dead body. And now we're at the police station. The busiest police station I've ever seen in my life.
Flip the hair on those two characters. I think it would totally change the way this scene feels.
I know. So we have the blonde-haired guy that climbed over the fence talking to a balding police officer with a 5 head. That's a 5 head. And he's trying to tell them the story of a serial killer, and the cop doesn't believe him. But then they have weapons laying out on a table in an open room. So he's going to sneak in to get a weapon from a police station.
And he picks the fucking 6-shooter.
But he's like, so was he picking the 6-shooter to get 6-shooter? No, he's going to go for the shotgun.
You're going for the 12 gauge.
For a 12 gauge that has, that's a fucking bitch of a reload time, man.
Yeah, there's no way.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you better hope, like, you're like top-notch aim.
He literally put in 3 rounds. He easily could have had a semi-automatic that could have loaded 10 times more ammo.
I know, and you don't have to be good at that point. You just have to like be in the vicinity. So he runs out of the police station through the window with a shotgun with 3 rounds of ammo.
Hey, boo.
This episode has been brought to you by Life Decisions. Get more fucking ammo. Seriously. So now we're back at the mansion with Linda, or with Marty and her boyfriend, and her companion.
Neither of them have figured out how to remove their own clothes.
No. And they're comforting each other. Mm. But it seems like she's comforting him more than he's comforting her.
I think she's just hoping he doesn't spear her with that pitchfork.
And now the rug is moving towards them. I'm assuming this is the killer.
I'm gonna go with that's a good guess.
He's holding the pitchfork in the wrong direction. You should be standing up, walking around. What are you doing? And now she notices the killer before he does. And he starts to stab. I bet it's not the killer.
Maybe a friend of his, probably.
This is like a prank thing. And they just murdered their friend.
Yeah, towards someone's head.
Now the rug isn't moving anymore. So the real question is, who's under the rug? So he's like slowly reaching for the pitchfork to pull it out of the dead body. And he tells her to pull the rug back. That's a bold move.
That's a chicken shit move.
And there's nothing there. I want to know how they pulled that off. But there's blood there. Oh, so they deduce that there's a drop spot in the floor that he can like go down. Like they wounded him, but he went down the like some false floor. And so she's begging him not to go. Please don't go. And he goes down this false spot in the floor and she follows him. Now we're going down like the tiniest stairwell in the world.
Yeah, right.
This thing is like, if you tried to like broad your shoulders out, you might bump into both sides.
Yeah, definitely not ADA compliant. Ooh, I'm trying to watch the movie.
So now we're getting like shadowy stair steps. And then so this is like a winding staircase. Okay. Why does every like suspense scene always feel like 10 times as long in this movie?
Yeah, the house isn't that big.
I guarantee the house is not this big, but it always feels like if we're in for suspense, we got at least a minute of suspense before we get to anything. But there's some big ass fucking pipe in the way, so they have to duck.
Yeah, she couldn't see that for herself.
Yeah.
Nice job, MacGyver.
Yeah, it seems like the pipe was like a shock.
Yeah. Like, oh my god.
There's a pipe.
If it weren't for you.
I saw you duck, but I didn't know I needed to duck.
Yeah.
I thought it was just so short.
I just thought it was the spirit of a pipe.
So now they're going into another staircase. But they're trying to obscure the fact that it's a staircase by only lighting them. I think there had to be like some like internal dialogue. They were like behind the scenes where they're just like, we can't have them walking down more staircases. So just cut the lighting to only them. So it's not obvious that we don't have 3 minutes of staircase walking because this would get really long. But now we're back down another staircase.
This is the least well candlelit room in the whole film.
This also looks like it's pulled straight out of Leprechaun.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what it feels like, the basement in Leprechaun, basically. So he's staring into Marty's boyfriend is staring into a hole. And they both just decide to walk into this dark hole. So they're willfully going deeper and deeper into, I don't know, whatever this is.
This is that underground system that I think one of them tripped on up above earlier.
I mean, shit. At this point, I don't know. Okay, finally we get well lit. So now we're in a tunnel.
He said there's some sort of light down there. It's like, oh, it has to be a candle.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the only thing that lights this mansion is candles. So we get more of them walking, and they're walking at this like step. Step. It's like step. It's like, pick it up a little bit, please. Like, I would like to get to the logical endpoint of whatever this trek is we're going on at this point.
Feels like Indiana Jones played at half speed.
It really does. And we're at a dinner table with decaying corpses, and their friends are there. If we had gotten here 3 minutes earlier, I would have felt better about this. Just being honest.
Yeah.
So now, like, they're freaked out. I mean, it's kind of freaky. It feels, it's got like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say like The Hills Have Eyes.
That works too. I feel like they're in the same vein. The dinner table scene, as soon as I feel like as soon as Texas Chainsaw Massacre did that, it's like everybody was doing that, but it was like if you get a movie from that time, it's probably gonna have that kind of scene at some point. But now they're running away from somebody. Back up the stairs. And all of a sudden we can move quickly. And they're looking for like false walls, and they're fighting the killer. And they throw the killer down the stairs.
Finally uses the business end of that.
I know. Like, he seems to keep like teasing like the pitchfork end, but he's never really using it. And now they've very quickly found their way out the false wall that was teased earlier, and they're gonna put a pipe through the wall to try to block off the killer's way out that way.
Damn.
And now we're back to you shall not pass
through this wall.
All right, so we're out of the false door, and blonde guy flags down he sees a random car, like sprints at him and puts a shotgun in his face to get to his car. He says, I'm going to call the cops. He says, good idea. Call the cops. I'll be at Garth Manor. So now we're back at Garth Manor. And now they're just talking back and forth. What are we gonna do? I don't know.
We still haven't taken off any of our clothes.
I know. Seems like a terrible way to die. Like, like none of the instincts have kicked in. Like she's just like, maybe we should take our clothes off. Like
Maybe we should
maybe
feel good in this movie.
maybe he should be less boring. So now blonde guy has come back to the manor, I'm assuming,
Mm-hmm.
because he stopped the car. Oh, he's at the gate. Yeah. He's slow walking the gate.
Seems to be a familiar gate in this film, does it not?
Like everybody just is very leery of the gate for some reason. Not that a killer might be coming after you at the gate. So he's pointing his gun at. Sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh yeah, like it looked like he's pointing his gun at the gargoyle.
Why does it look like he's about to play pool? Like the way he holds
It
that.
does. Like he's really doesn't have like a great grip on that gun. Like you can, take a firm grip on the reload and you'll be okay. Or at least on the bottom of the gun, like he's like free arming it. Wow, he found like a loose spot in the gate. Good on him. So he's still slow walking. We get more of this down the garden path to the mansion. And now we're slow walking in the dark. We get some dimly lit at this point. I feel as if maybe we could have abbreviated some of these stairs.
Especially at the pace that they're going.
That's the thing is like if you abbreviate some of the stairs, I'd be like, okay, cool, I believe you. Like we don't need to see all this. But now the killer grabs him on the stairs and is choking him and sends him to the ground and is trying to choke him out. Now we're in like a choke battle down the stairs, up the stairs. And they're like a struggle for the gun. And he kicks the killer off of him, and grabs the gun, and turns around and shoots the killer in the chest. And the killer lands in the water and get the long stare, but we don't see the killer. So he's going to go down and take a look for himself.
More shotgun ammo. Awesome.
I feel like this is almost like Resident Evil 1.
Mm-hmm.
Like as far as like levels of, so he shoots the water. Like as far as like levels of suspense.
I can see that. I think he shot the housekeeper.
Yeah. So he shoots the guy, like whoever this guy is, and like the guy's seemingly dead in the water, and he's pulling him out of the water now. All of these decisions that people are making are very weird. So I think now he's going to sprint up the stairs into the house because I think he thinks he's done it, like he killed the killer. So 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 Marty and her boyfriend have like come up like, oh my god, so glad you're here. We were dying without you. And then they see a flash of a shotgun, and then the shotgun comes out. And then they're waiting, and so are we. And so Marty decides, I'm going to go get the gun. But she's going to do the creep walking thing. Can anybody walk at a normal pace, please? That would be really nice. It's just getting really tenuous at this point. Just watching these people walk slowly. And she's creeping down the stairs. And still creeping. I feel like if he was going to get you, he was going to get you already. Because you're taking so long to get down the stairs. So now she's finally at the bottom of the stairs. She sees the shotgun. And she's looking around as if somebody's going to get her. And she goes to grab the shotgun. But then when she goes to, the killer jumps out at her. So she runs back up the stairs and the killer is chasing her. And now we're doing the chase down the hallway, like the group chase. So her and her boyfriend are propped into the room, but that's the fucking weakest balsa wood. Because he just like pops right through. We got the Shining moment, and they're going out the room, and he's literally, wow, he's like peeling the door away. And now she gets out, but he doesn't get out the window yet, so the killer grabs him. And he's screaming for her. Like, I feel like that's been this entire movie. So I feel like he's going to die. Like, he gets thrown out the window, and that's it for Jeff. Bye, Jeff. And Marty is on the roof at this point. Yeah, so Jeff just got body slammed out of the window, and Marty is going to the highest part of the roof that she can go to. I don't know if this is the safest strategy here, but I guess all decisions we make are decisions when you are about to die. She's like right at the top. You can see the spires. Now she's gonna go down this rickety rope ladder that seems to be a little more stable than it was before, because it's not moving at all right now. Just ever so carefully going down the ladder. And now it's starting to shake because she's getting pushed by the wind, I guess. That was very unclear there. So now she's running down on the ground. She sees Jeff's dead body. Yeah, he's dead. Like he got F5'd by Brock Lesnar. And now she runs into another dead body. So this is just our trail of dead bodies. This is another 80s ism that no, it's creature comforts really. And here comes our killer. The looks like the Wolfman got alopecia and it hasn't quite set all the way in. And she's still sprinting. She trips. And now she's looking for her escape. She's going through the garden maze right now in the dimly lit. It's like it's like famine or feast with the lighting. We either get way too much lighting or not enough in this movie. And now she's still running. This is a very long chase scene. Oh, she finally runs into another hanging body. Okay. That's Doctor Strange with the keys. She's trying to wrench them out of his rigged hand. And now she's continuing to run. And I wonder when we're going to get to the end of this chase scene. This seems very long. Oh, we're at the gate finally. Shh. And there's just a car with the lights on at the gate. And she's fumbling with the keys. Oh, she got it in like first try. I thought we were going to get like a key attempting montage. But she's going to put... Oh, okay, this is a smart idea. She's going to put the chain back on the gate. And she's going to get in the car. I said stop. Shh. So now, furiously pumping at the car or the gas pedal. And... not running, so she's gonna try to jump it. I don't know if the battery might be dead because the lights have been on. Yeah, she's trying to jump it. Gets it going. And now she's gonna back out and she's booking it. Oh no, she runs into the gate and basically like turns it into like a spike strip. And now she's stuck because she ran way too far into the gate. Now the gate lowers a little bit. And oh, here's the killer on top of the car. He smashed that windshield in one shot. He's either really strong or that's really weak. And so she like tails out. Now she's weaving and he's grabbing her. Just furiously grabbing at her. And then we get more choking. And she backs the car up and drives him through the spikes of the fence. And it looks like he's gone. And he is done. So she's gonna sit there and cry. I feel like I'd run away first, but maybe that's an individual reaction. And we get oh no, she's still in the car. Okay, so she fell asleep in the car because now there's a little bit of light. So I guess it's daytime right now. Yeah, it's daytime. So she gets out of the car that is more or less stuck in the gate. And she's awkwardly getting out because the door won't open all the way. It's like me trying to get into the car when I've parked too close to my wife. Get in and out. So now she's... Okay, so she's on the right side of the gate. I was about to say she walking back into the mansion. That's a little weird. But no, she's... And we get our sigh of relief. And then the zoom in. And she's holding her stomach. But she did something to her stomach. Linda Blair really does pain and sorrow very well. She does the emotion stuff really well. It's good. And we get the zoom in on her walking bravely and heroically away from the car. And the sad, ponderful music. And that's our movie. All right. We'll be back with final thoughts on Hell Night. Thank you for joining us for tonight's movie. Before we get to final thoughts, I'd like to take a moment to tell you about our merchandise and a way to leave us audio comments. We have a merchandise store on Redbubble under Berated B-Rated Movies, and all the links are available on our website. We have shirts, hats, and stickers to buy. Also, if you have an audio comment for us, we'd love to hear it, and we will play it on a future episode. Check out the SpeakPipe link to leave us an audio message. Now let's get back to final thoughts. All right, and we're back with final thoughts on Hell Night. What did you think about this, Garrett?
I don't know. I feel like I could have used more light. I don't feel like I was able to see too well.
I agree with that. I feel like it's like more light and less stairs. Yeah. Because I feel like I don't know, like it's an hour and 40, but I feel like you could live with this movie at an hour and 30. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like the phrase like trim the fat really works with this movie, where we can just trim off some of those moments and it tightens up the tension a little bit more. Right. Where there's like, there's never really a breathing moment for the audience. But every time we see people walk down the stairs and then walk down the stairs and then walk down the stairs, it's like, okay, now I can breathe because nothing's going to fucking happen for the next 3 minutes because you're walking down the stairs. And I don't feel like I said that phrase too much because that's literally what they did. I mean, it's just like, like it's too much stairs, too many, like, it's too much stairs, too many candles, not enough candles. Like, both of these are problems.
If one of them went to a party and, like, I don't know, they told riddles at this party, the first riddle was like, you can have not enough and too much of this all at the same time. You'd be like, oh, I know this one. Candles.
Candles. Because if you put a bunch of them in the same room, it's too much, but not enough. Yeah. I don't know. And like, I don't feel like we get any backstory outside of people telling us about, the person who never died,
Mhm.
um, about the killer other than that. Like, we get no backstory, right?
Right.
And I feel like that's a problem because this is one of those cases where show don't tell really works.
Right. Yeah.
Where you could give me a little flashback and I'm going to be okay with it. And I don't feel like I'm going backwards. I feel like I'm going forwards because you're telling me something about the killer. Because in this case, it's one of these cases like, I think I mentioned this with Brian in a previous episode where I want to empathize with the killer because these like protagonists are so boring.
Right.
So I need somebody to side with, and you're not giving me anybody to side with because I don't get like any good backstories from anybody. But I did feel like there was a little variation in the kills. It was kind of it was okay.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the movie it felt yeah, like it took a natural pacing. It didn't feel rushed or anything, especially not when people were moving like snails.
I feel like you could rush some of those moments
Yeah.
and you'd be okay.
Yeah. You'd survive.
I'd be okay. Like I don't need to see 3 minutes of stair walking.
Yeah.
Of careful stair walking. Oh, he could be around this corner. He's not. He's not. He could be around this corner. He's not. That's. There were literal minutes of that because I think like Brian and I have talked about this where there are those movies where like well assigned amounts of minutes where you pick the perfect amounts of minutes for your movie. There's really not like an amount of minutes that works for every movie, but like you find the one that works for you and you get tension.
Right.
And I just feel like I'm engaged at every moment. I didn't feel that way with this one.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I could take minutes off and I'd be all right. Like
shave a little fat off from the beginning, the middle, and the end, and yeah.
Yeah, like there are parts where I'm like, okay, like we don't really need this. Like there's banal conversations, there's too much stair walking, there's like show don't or tell don't show in this movie. It was I don't know. It's fun. It's slashery. It's not my favorite. I don't want to be mean.
Jesus Christ is love. He is light. And he's dead.
But even the killer, like he just looks like some weird, like Halloween adventure version of a serial killer.
Yeah, that's true.
It's okay. Like it's fun. I don't know. I wasn't overly impressed.
Yeah, I was just I would say I was the right amount impressed. The Goldilocks.
I mean,
Goldilocks amount.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like I didn't really feel like there was like a good like horror movie moment until we get to like I want to say like 40 to 45 minutes into the movie where somebody feels like genuine dread.
Yeah, I came out of this feeling very ambivalent.
Yeah, it's like I get 40 minutes of almost character development and then you start to get horror movie moments, but we haven't had any real character development, so I don't really know how to feel about these people. So it's kind of, I don't know. I'm very middle of the road on this one.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of things that could have been done to make me feel better. But yeah, so I don't know. But I mean, thank you for being here with me and enjoying this this road down the Hell Knight road.
For sure. I had fun.
Awesome, man. Like there were lots of stairs in the Hell Knight road.
Lots of candles.
Lots of candles. But I will definitely look forward to having you back for Phantasm 3.
Can't wait, man.
Yeah. No, Phantasm 3, the road trip movie.
Oof. Sign me up.
Well, all right, man. Well, we'll talk to you and the Berators next time.
Awesome. Later.
All right. Later.
Late.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. This podcast is available on all major podcast networks and YouTube. If you like what you're hearing, please follow, like, and subscribe to us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.